Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Seasonal Tokens Podcast, where Polar interviews people so you can do more investing and less gambling.
Based on your experience and I suppose a lot of mistakes in this space, what do you think is the easiest and the most fun way for people to become part of the world of Web3?
So it depends on different use cases. So I would say if you're going into this world of Web3 with the intention of investing in it, then that's obviously a different use case. So in that case, you understand what coins you're investing in or what projects you're kind of investing in. And there are a lot of resources for that. If you are going to this space to build something, like if you are a developer or you want to create a new Web3 project, which you feel there is a lack of it in the current industry system, you go in with a different use case. There are these platforms which will help you understand how to build smart contracts, for example, right? So understanding how the system works is very different for different people out there. So investing use cases, always try to understand the white papers. If you're going and investing in any project, always try to read the white paper. That will give you the most amount of investing knowledge about it. Go and talk to the community, understand how the community is. Those are the aspects that will help you understand about the project. And for developers, obviously, there will be a different community. There will be people who will help you understand about smart contracts, understand how development works in this space. And that will be a different use case altogether.
Okay, that's nice. So as far as I know, based on our conversation before the recording, you have mentioned to me that you are actively investing in crypto, and right now we are in a bear market, even though some people don't want to agree with that. But have you found a strategy for investing during a bear market that works for you?
I have been trying to find that for a while now. I think everybody will say, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, but you never know when the dip is, right? You just buy it and it keeps dipping. I've been guilty of doing the same mistakes myself. I still feel, this is just me personally, I still feel dollar cost averaging is the safest way and the best way you can tackle a bear market itself. But having said that, there are some other strategies. So for that, you need to understand the trading space itself, right? So if you're a technical trader, for example, there will be certain indicators that will give you leading indicators of what is going to be like in the next few days or next few weeks, right? So if you're a technical trader like that, go for it. Otherwise, stick to dollar cost averaging. That would be my 2 cents in this space.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I have heard many people talking that if you're starting out, the easiest and the less risky way for you to start would be to do dollar cost averaging, because in most of the cases, people who join don't want to put a lot of money. And I believe that this is the best way to do it, not put all your savings just because someone has told you that crypto is the next big thing. You should start slow and after that increase the money that you put in, because like we always say in crypto, you should invest only those money that you can afford to lose and nothing more than that, because we are in a very volatile space at the moment. I don't know when you are going to listen to this episode. Maybe this day things will be different, but right now when we are recording this with Roy, things are very volatile and there is a good amount of risk even if you are doing a dollar cost averaging. So that's why, like, if you are starting, you should better start slow and then increase your investments.
Another point I would like to add in this space was, this is another investment mistake that I made. I kept some of my investments in exchanges, right? So worst mistake that I can make, in spite of having a hardware wallet myself, I just left it for the growth, the interest they were promising me. And unfortunately, those exchanges are going through cases right now. And this is not just one exchange. This is not a localized problem. This is an international problem, because even Coinbase has said that if they face liquidity challenges, they might actually seize your crypto, which they have with them, right? Just disgusting to hear at some point, right? Because as an investor, you are investing it with some purpose. And if some company which you have invested your hard-earned money into takes away it all, it's just kind of sad to see that kind of a situation arising, right? So always try to keep your own crypto in your own control. That is something that I would advise to your audience.
Amazing. I definitely agree with you. This brings me to the next question, which is like, is this your most expensive mistake that you have done in the crypto world so far?
This is my most expensive mistake that I had. Thankfully enough, this is going to be resolved soon, hopefully. I've been following the case for the exchange that I have invested in, and they have reassured us that this will be resolved. But this is a mistake that I would not want to happen to anybody else. So definitely don't do that mistake again.
Okay, yeah. So from what you are saying, we have learned that it is very, very important to have your crypto in your own hardware wallet, like people say in the crypto space, not your keys, not your crypto. But do you think that there are other things that a starting crypto investor should know in order to have a higher chance of success in this space?
I think one of the important things is to educate yourself. So where you get your education is also important. So definitely don't invest just by anybody's tips. For a new beginner, it is important that you select the right exchange as well. Ensure that the exchange you are buying your crypto from is also a valid and a legitimate one exchange, right? For a new investor, it is always very advisable that you follow all the security norms, which is something like, for example, a two-factor authentication, right? Never try to bypass that two-factor authentication, even though I know it just wastes some of your time and it's a difficult process in itself setting up, but always try to secure your keys with two-factor authentication, and never, ever, ever, as Poe mentioned, never share your keys with anybody else in this space, not even your family for that matter. Always try to keep those keys private and in a position where only people you trust will be able to access it. Do not try to scan and pay on any online channels. That is another advice. I have lost some money due to that as well. People just sending me a QR code and asking me for some money for some purposes, and I've lost some money that way as well. So always ensure that the channel that you're sending it to, you know that person and you know that they are a trustworthy resource. If possible, always try to understand what wallet your money is going to, because you will be able to see the wallet transactions as well, right? So obviously important for that as well. And for new beginners, I would always suggest, if you don't know the new cryptocurrencies that are out there and the new projects that you're trying to invest in, I would suggest sticking to the blue chips. That is something that I have made a mistake myself, thinking this is going to be the next 100x coin and whatnot. But that rarely works. I would always suggest investing in coins which have real world utilities. Bitcoin is a coin with real world utility because it is going to be digital gold, digital money. It's an asset that you can invest in. Ethereum, or for that matter, any programmable blockchain like Solana, Cardano, Chainlink, for example, these are all blue chip cryptocurrencies, right? So these are currencies with real world utility, and that is what you should understand before investing anything in this space. And always, another thing that I would always suggest is, please be aware of scammers. I have not fallen to scams myself, but I have seen other people being afraid of the crypto space because they got scammed. It's very easy to scam someone when you don't know this space properly. So always ensure that you always kind of reach out to people who might have read about scams, or you do your research yourself about scams itself. I have an episode where I talk to a fraud investigation specialist, right? He actually tells us about what kind of scams people have been talking about and the most creative scams that he has seen. So you can go check that out on my podcast if you want. But always beware of scammers, and that is the main advice I would give to anybody who is new to this space.
Yeah, you are mentioning a topic that really hurts me because I have been scammed a few times, but let's say with a very good amount of money. So it definitely hurts me. I would say like I have lost a solid amount of money, not because I don't know about the space enough, but just because sometimes these scammers are really, really good and they make everything looks perfect, and that the deal is the deal that you want to make right now in this moment, and you don't want to lose it because there is a high chance not to find another deal like that. So you are just biting this and losing all your money in this deal, and they delete everything and disappear. So I think that I can make episode talking probably about 1 hour just about these scammers. So I definitely agree with you that people should be very, very careful. Scammers are very creative. So you shouldn't pull the trigger every moment. Like you have to think more, twice, 3 times, 4, 50 times before you send the money, because sometimes you may lose not only the money that you are sending, but also everything that you have in your wallet.